Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my new video where we are going to go over 5 tips that every single Qyiana player needs to know. Now, the goal of this video is to make you an all-around better Qyiana player. I am probably mispronouncing this. I'm not 100% sure on how to pronounce it, but I tell you what, she is an absolute blast, and I heavily encourage you to play. If you enjoy the assassin play style, and playing new champions is always a blast. To kind of experience the new kit in a live situation can be a lot of fun. If you're new to my channel, my name is Lolfit. I do educational content. I do guide videos, tip videos, and I also stream on Twitch. I'm going to link that down below if you would like to ask me any questions directly. So without further ado, let's jump right into tip number 1. Alright, and jumping into tip number 1, you are going to be extremely mobile on this champion, and to take full advantage of this is just to understand that things like water walking are going to be extremely important when you're looking to roam, when you can compound it with your terra shape. What's going to happen is when you do the terra shape on the river, you will get an increased movement speed when you are in the river, which is going to be extremely advantageous for roaming down to the bot lane and getting those early kills on lower level targets, and just being able to really put the bot lane ahead is going to be extremely strong. So please take full advantage of the increased movement speed you get when roaming. You should be all around the map. You should not be if you're playing mid lane, you should not be just focusing in lane. If you're playing in top lane, you should not just be sticking around lane. You should be moving around the map and trying to affect every single place that you can, and just really just exerting your pressure. And say if you get a kill in the mid lane, and just stretching your lead out into the other lanes is going to be one of the best absolute ways of carrying games. Alright, and getting into tip number 2, what is going to be an extremely important part is trading with her and understanding which enchantment you want to get to increase your Q. If they are a ranged champion, generally it's going to be better to root them with the ice enchantment and then go in on them with your E. I'll give you an example real quick here. So you would terra shape on the water, and then you would throw out your Q and be able to chase them down from there. So keep this in mind. And then also when you have the enchantment from the rock, so if you take that there, you are going to do increased damage to champions that are below 50% health. So that is going to be a rather easy threshold to get to, and it's just going to give you a little bit more execute damage when you are an assassin, which can be rather large. So next up, the wild enchantment is going to be pretty decent at chasing people down. Not as good as the root. You do get the increased movement speed, but what this is going to provide is an escape for Qyiana. She has a targeted E that is able to, you're able to dash at people with them, but you aren't able to really just get out when you get ganked. So what you want to do is when you see an enemy jungler coming, or if you see a number disadvantage coming, it is going to be really important to terraform the jungle or a brush, and then get away with the stealth and the increased movement speed. Obviously you can use this both offensively and defensively, but these are just should be your ground rules on what enchantment you should be doing in different situations. And that will wrap up tip number 2. Alright, and getting into tip number 3, I really want you guys to understand the power of the ultimate and what it can provide in different situations. Now, it is going to be effective. It's going to do different things when it affects different areas. When it goes through bushes, it's going to have a different effect than when it is going through the water. But what happens is when it hits a wall is it's going to do a large amount of damage, and it's going to go all the way around, providing a lot of objective control. And what sets up for Qyiana is it's going to be extremely strong in different areas. If you're able to really just have a large effect, this is going to be an extremely strong area. When you have 3 terrains around you and you're around an objective where there are going to be a lot of team fights, this is going to be the optimal place for her to fight. As you can see here, the ult is going to go through the water, it's going to have the shockwave there, it's going to shockwave through the grass, and it's also going to do the stun against the wall here that is going to be able to affect the barren pit and the surrounding areas where a lot of people are warding and kind of trying to scout out what you are looking to do around the objective. So let's just give it a try real quick. So there is a shockwave through the water, the grass, and then it does the big stun on the wall. So it's going to provide so much utility in that situation. So always look for situations in which you can really take the maximum effect of your ultimate as a we play more and more of it, you're going to find different ways to use it, but I think that it is just going to provide so much objective control that it is going to allow you to really make your Baron dance so much stronger for your allied team. And that will wrap up tip number 3. Alright, and I really want to talk about the passive and optimal trading here with her. Your first basic ability or attack, 2 damage. Each enemy deals 83, that scales off level, and then she has an AD and an AP scaling. This effect has a 25-second per target cooldown, so it's going to be a little bit rough in the laning phase, but the great part about it is the cooldown resets when you cast Terra Shape to gain a different type of weapon enchantment. So, for example, if you have a enchantment from the bushes, you're going to get extra damage on the first auto here, and when you switch it up and you switch over to the mountain enchantment, you will get that auto passive again. So make sure that you are weaving in those different auto attacks. This is going to be a little bit easier than it might seem at first, because when people are faced with an assassin, usually what they're doing is they're either running away or they're trying to stand and fight you, but most of the time when they are squishies, they are trying to kite you out, so they will lead you to different types. So what you want to understand when you are doing your all-ins is, hey, I'm going to start this trade and we're going to be close to a water source, but we aren't going to have a water source up here, so I want to use my first Terra Shape and get my extra passive damage here. So you would want to do the Terra Shape there and say they run here, and then you would want to Terra Shape that, and then when they would finally try to get away, in that situation, you would want to Terra Shape finally there. So keep in mind that your passive is gonna, a lot of the times, is gonna be the difference between just them getting away with a little bit of HP and them not getting away and you getting in the kill. And it is so important for assassins to get those early game kills. So it's really important to understand and take full advantage of the maximum amount of damage output you can get from your kit. Okay, and for the final tip on Qyiana, I want to talk about, again, really strong situations where she is able to take very advantageous trades for herself. When she gets level 6, it is so extremely strong, where she has a knockback that can stop dashes, and what it also can do is, how I want you guys to think about it is similar to a Poppy Wall E stun or a Gnar ultimate, because what you can look to do, say you are getting pressured by an annoying ass Teemo right here that is poking you off whenever you're looking to CS a minion under the wave. What you can look to do is E in and then knock him into the wall and get the stun. So always look to take advantage of situations where the lane is condensed and you can knock people against the wall easily. Now, with this ability though, you have to be careful. As with the Poppy ult, you have to have the right angle to knock them into the wall. Do not try and just push them back that way if you are at all possible to push them that way. It is also a decent engage tool with its pretty okay range and very, very fat skill shot. So just make sure to take advantage of this. I think she will be able to be used in the top lane, and this is going to set up a lot of really great wall stuns. So when you are looking with your ultimate, if you are at all able to just corner people or force them to walk along the walls, it is going to be extremely advantageous for you because of the extremely large amount of max percentage health that is going to be applied from your ultimate. That will wrap up my final tip. As always, guys, if you have your own tips, I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments down below. And as always, take it easy.